Hello! Welcome back to the stream, folks! Lovely to have you here again. I hope your Tuesday has been going well. Thanks so much for coming and hanging out. Lovely to see you all already in the chat. Oh no! My captions are still not working. Well, dang it. I'm sure they'll fix themselves in a second. Regardless, here is... Oh, hold on. Will that help? Maybe. Here I am, immediately getting distracted by whatever we were doing. I was trying to do. Whoa. Okay. Anyways, I'll deal with that at a different point. Hi! Hello! It's fine. We don't stay on this intro slide super long. Welcome back to indeed another evening of RPG streams. Thank you, Midnight Doctor, for coming in and keeping me accountable on my hydration. Greatly appreciate it. I had a bit of a toss-up about what I wanted to be doing for the stream this evening, because I realized I've got a whole list of a bunch of different RPGs that I'm very excited to have a go through with all of y'all, but I did realize that maybe, I wouldn't say a majority, but I would say a solid 50-50 split of them are very spooky horror ones. And that wasn't intentional on my part, that's just the kind of things that are out there for solo RPGs. We kind of started off with a very feel-good one, and then I noticed that a lot of the other ones on my list are a little bit more dark and creepy. It really wasn't. No bias on my part, I swear. But with that in mind, I was like, maybe let's not jump straight from feel-good story into full-on horror RPG. Maybe let's ease into it a little bit. Hey, Samsara! So instead, we are going to dip our toes lightly into the slightly more spooky side of storytelling, with a very cool solo RPG that I'm excited to play called the Logbook of the Lighthouse Keeper. I didn't fuck up the hyphenation in the title accidentally. It's literally how it's spelled. And I will show you by showing you the title page of the book. Here we are. The Logbook of the Lighthouse Keeper. Look, and there's the captions again. Beautiful. Yes, so this is maybe not entirely... It's not entirely a horror game, although I have got the spooky music on. Thank you, Tabletop Audio, for that. But we can basically make this as spooky as we want it to be, is the vibe that I'm getting. It is another journaling RPG, as a lot of these are, which is part of why I'm excited to share it with y'all, and also we've got the journal set up on this half of the screen as well. And yeah, I'm keen to jump into it. It's also one of the few, like, with solo RPGs, there's a lot of them that fall in the same vein as Save Community Radio, where it's like, you're running a thing, and this is your diary as you run the thing and maintain it, kind of thing. And I was like, we'll try something a little bit different, but still very cool. So, I've not played this before, but I've given it a read through, and I'm excited to check it out. If you're also excited to check it out, as with most of the other games that we're playing on for these coming weeks, it is completely free, or at least pay what you want. I believe this one is free, but it is either free or pay what you want on Drive-Thru RPG, so you can go and check it out for yourself, see how your story turns out different. But for now, let's delve into the depths together. I'm excited. I hope you are too. So, indeed, Logbook of the Lighthouse Keeper, solo RPG by Mark Paglia. Introduction. Charmouth, Connecticut. A charming village by the seaside, radiating austere quaintness. Atop the cliffside of Pioneer Promontory sits the Lighthouse, which has guided ships along the coast for decades. Now it is your home and your post. As with any proper Lighthouse Keeper, you will maintain the building and keep the beacon lit at night. Your daily observations shall be recorded in the Lighthouse Logbook, in addition to passing ships and weather conditions. Your logs may happen to include some notes about the goings-on beneath your lighthouse abode. Fancy words are fancy, it's true. Logbook of the Lighthouse Keeper is an over-hyphenated solo role-playing game that is intended to be played in short daily sessions over a span of weeks or longer, though it can also be played through in a longer single session. Indeed, this is a game that the author's intention is for you to kind of do it on a day-to-day basis. Like, you do a little entry, roll your stuff, write down bits in your journal and in your logbook. Yeah, over-hyphenated. They're self-aware. Do your entries in your logbook and in your journal, and then leave it for a bit and come back to it the next day. I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna run through a bunch of days in this stream, and we might come back to it if we get on Saturday as well, but you know, it depends how invested we get. But we're gonna get a vibe of how this game runs together in this stream. So, the things that you will need. Materials required. A logbook. Any notebook or paper will do. Now, that's a good point. I do need to open this in there. Because we actually get a logbook. Don't mind me. So this is the... Here we go. So the actual PDF itself comes with the regular, like the logbook for your Lighthouse Keeper duties, and this is different from your journal. The reason I've kind of brought it up in here is because it is kind of intentionally small. Like, your logbook entries are meant to be quite limited to just like the basic things you need to enter for your job, and then your journal is the thing that you use to put in your longer entries, which is what we've got this here for. Yes, so we need a logbook, which we've got the appendix from this, a personal diary, optional but encouraged, dice or dice rolling app. We need a D6 and a D20. Now, I was going to use the same dice I used the other night, and then I realized that, coincidentally, I have these beautiful dice that I got from Tui Dice. Shout out Tui Dice, because they are amazing. That are supposed to... Well, I think they do, but they look like they have, like, underwater things in them. They're kind of mostly blue, except they've got little bits of flowers and debris and things in the underwater bits, and the same with the D6 as well. So I thought those would fit the vibe, so I'm going to be using these, and they're lovely and sharp. They feel very nice to roll between my hands. So you need a D6 and a D20, and then you also need a tide table. What the heck is a tide table? Great question. Fortunately, this game provides you a version of that, specifically for Charmouth, Connecticut, which I think is a real place. So if we scroll down to the appendix, we will see here all these fancy pictures. Slight spoilers, don't worry about it. We've got our journal, and then here we have our tide table. It mentions, like, in the variant rules that you can get a tide table from different places around the world, if you want to, like, specialize it to a particular place that you're playing in, that you're wanting to visualize. But I'm going to stick with this because I think they might be tricky to find. And this makes it easier for me, which I like. So we have our monthly tide table down here for Charmouth, Connecticut. Great, and that's all you need. You need your logbook, optional diary, your dice, and your tide table, and you are good to go, so to speak. So, let's get into it. First things first, we gotta build our lighthouse. Before you can properly keep your lighthouse, you must establish what your life is like there. In your personal diary or in your head, consider these points. Do you live alone or with a partner/family? Any faithful or indifferent pets? What are your interactions with the townsfolk? Are any of them particular friends of yours? What drew you to your work at the lighthouse? What sorts of provisions do you need to procure in town? And how do you and companions, if any, maintain the household? So, that's a great question. And one that we need to consider. Also, I believe it mentioned somewhere in the photo credits for this image, for this game, I love all these beautiful lighthouse pictures, and I believe they are all like public domain, like actual historical library like catalog images, which are so cool. But we have to decide the details of our lighthouse. So we know that we're on like a cliff top, because this is that is what a promontory means, basically. You're on like a bit of an outcropping on the side of a coastline, as a lot of lighthouses are. So we have to decide, do we live alone or with a partner/family? Maybe this is just my my gamer brain being somewhat influenced by past experience, but I'm kind of feeling like Dredge vibes from this whole experience. Like, I'm feeling like we are a semi-mysterious stranger that has showed up in town to fulfill this task. I don't think we've shown up with any family member or partner. Yeah. I feel like we live alone. So let me put been meaning to play Dredge. Oh, it's so good. I so recommend it. Dredge is amazing. So let's put subheading. Lighthouse details. I feel like loners would definitely be drawn to the lighthouse. Dredge is so good. Truly. Yeah. Absolutely. Although they did sometimes have like teams of people manning lighthouses, but I feel like I'm feeling the loner vibe, so I think it is a sole one person lighthouse. No family or partner. Also, any faithful or indifferent pets. I kind of feel like having, maybe an artist wanting quiet time for creations. Or someone running from something? Yeah, possibly. I feel like maybe we have a really indifferent cat. Like the, I'm picturing the cat from Coraline. Which I don't know how accurately I'm remembering that, but like that vibe of cat, a very slinky, like, yeah, just kind of crawling around, capable of getting anywhere cat. I feel like that is a vibe for a Lighthouse Keeper. Very slinky black cat named... Unclear. Watching shenanigans go down judgmentally. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna stop keeping the spooky music on repeat just so that I'm not getting tied into spooky vibes, but there will continue to be music. what do we want our cat to be named? Chat, if you have any suggestions, feel free to send them through. I love how I talked about not having spooky vibes and then immediately more spooky music. It's fine. Absolutely not. How dare you? I refuse to name this cat Castiel. Well, you think you can slip that past me? No way. Oh, goodness. Oh. Very slinky black cat. Not using pencils right now, so I have no suggestion. Bartholomew. Ooh. I kind of like, I kind of like a cat called Hollow. A black cat called Red, or yeah. Salamander. I'm gonna skip because that music is too intense. Sorry. I did the chill lo-fi beats doesn't feel appropriate for this type of game, so I'm working my way through the songs I have picked out. Yeah, I kind of like a cat called Hollow. Like it's pronounced hollow, but it's unclear whether or not it is hollow as in double L-O-W or hollow as in like hologram hollow. Yeah. I'm gonna write it down as Hollow just because, yeah, exactly, yeah. I'm gonna write it down as Hollow because I feel that feels more, is the cat a hologram? Maybe not. Who knows? Yeah. No, I like Hollow. Okay. Black cat called Hollow. Lovely. Right, next bullet point. It's got an H stuck to its forehead. What are your interactions with the townsfolk? Are any of them particular friends of yours? So it's the town of Charmouth has, what is it? A charming village by the seaside, radiating austere quaintness. What are your interactions with the townsfolk? I feel like they are... Alliance with the postie? Oh, I like that! Oh, I like that a lot! Yeah, okay. I feel like minimal interaction with outsiders. A point of mutual distrust / nerves. Like I feel like this Lighthouse Keeper isn't a super sinister person, but is worried that the Lighthouse Keeper is worried that the villagers are shady people, and the village people are the villagers are worried that the Lighthouse Keeper is a shady person. Like they've mutually are a little bit like, yeah, they think each other's a little bit fishy. So they're kind of trying. They don't reach out a lot, but I love the idea that they are good friends with the postie. I love that. Fishermen. They ever have scientists or weather people visiting the lighthouse? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Let's say... I'm gonna say... good... well... friendly terms with the post officer? Post officer? Is that how you say that? Post worker? I don't know. I can't remember what the gender neutral term for a post deliverer is. They might see dog walkers. Again, if you've got any names you want to shout out for a postie, let me know. I feel like as well, maybe the... I like the idea that there is like a scientist or something that is... Yeah, not Pat. Brenda... I like Jeffrey. Jeffrey, I think, is a good post person name. Jeffrey. What was I gonna say? Oh, I like the idea that there is like a scientist who is like a sponsor of the lighthouse in some way. Like they help pay for the upkeep of the lighthouse. So in exchange, they are able to like come and stay every now and again for when they're conducting research on the beach or something. Okay, so maybe like an ecologist slash researcher, patron of the lighthouse. Stays occasionally for research trips. Named, and again, if you got any good scientist names, feel free to call them out in the chat. I like that. We've got two friends, two kind of friends, and Hollow hanging around. That feels good to me. And I think maybe not from Charmouth. I think this is a scientist that like works elsewhere but comes to Charmouth to do some research in that field. Great. Okay. What drew you to your work at the lighthouse? What drew you to the work? I'm using Crayola markers, but Professor Crayola sounds like a children's mascot. Ooh. Manuela. Professor... I like Wesley, but I'm trying to think if that is a... I'm trying to think if I like that more as a... I think, let's go Dr. Wesley. Actually, just to change it up a little, Dr. Westley. There we go. And that can be, Westley can be their last name. If we come up with a first name later on, we can chuck that in there. Actually, Diana Wesley is not that bad. I like that. Dr. Diana Wesley. Great. Right, what drew us to our work at the Lighthouse? I know we already had some suggestions about, like, being, like, an artist that's working on something. Whether we were trying to get away from something. Interesting. I feel like... it's just my penchant for characters in a nutshell. I feel like a character that is trying to get away from something, I think, is interesting to me. Like, almost that idea or that image of, like, somebody who was running from something and, like, I have no idea where Charmouth is in Connecticut, but, like, literally was running so far that they ran out of land and ended up at the lighthouse. Like, the equivalent of running the length of a country, and then they ended up where they ended up. Unholy fusion of my ecology head of department and PhD guy studying birdsong. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad that I could provide you with that. Yeah. I like that image of, like, a person that was just running from something for so long that the last place, like, when they finally, they snapped out of whatever state they were in because there was no more land to run on, and found themselves at the lighthouse. Yeah, I like that. Ran away from something. Something. So long and far that they snapped out of their state on the shore of the lighthouse. No, on the shore of the promontory. Promontory. What's that, Tim Curry quote? I'm going the one safe... I'm going to the one place safe from capitalism, a lighthouse. Snapped out of the state on the shore of the promontory. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, so here's the other part of that, right? Perhaps it was something, some undefined trauma that, because I'm also thinking game mechanics-wise, or story-wise, but, like, perhaps it is some undefined trauma that they have, like, suppressed memory about, so part of the reason that they're writing a journal is to keep track of what is happening to them now, but also to try and work out what it was that they were running from. Maybe they don't actually know what it was. Like, they can't remember. And so instead of just, like... Instead of just running to the lighthouse, like, they woke up at the lighthouse. And that's the only thing that they can, like, remember about how they got there. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. On the shore of the lighthouse. Can't remember what caused them to flee. Are trying to put pieces together. I like that. Okay. Cool. So they were running from something. We don't know what, and they don't know what, but whatever it was led, like, they just came to in the lighthouse. What sort of provisions do you need to procure in town? I mean, food. Provisions from town include food. I'm gonna say we've got, like, water, maybe. They might be documenting stuff like dreams, possible memories, maybe stuff like triggers and moods if they have experiences with mental health stuff. Yeah, exactly. Could be all sorts of things that they're keeping track of. Provisions from town. Food. Gosh, I'm trying to think of what you actually need to run a lighthouse. A lot of the bigger stuff, like the lenses and the bulbs and things like, or the lenses, is sent away for because it's very specific. Toilet paper. Yeah. Like, common consumables, I feel like. Things like that, like toilet paper, matches. I'm feeling that this is a... Windex. I'm feeling that this is a old school lighthouse vibe, like at least early 1900s, if not straying into the 1800s. I think is the era that I'm feeling. That kind of time. Oh, a weekly newspaper! Ooh! That's a good call, yeah. Well, I like the idea that maybe the weekly newspaper is what Jeffrey comes to deliver. Because if people have no idea where we are because we've run away from something, we're not getting mail. So if we're gonna be friends with the postman, maybe that's what Jeffrey is delivering, is the weekly newsletter, a newspaper. Weekly newspaper. And I'm gonna say common consumables and like stationery. Yeah, like pencils and stuff. Are things that we have to go into town for. Because we're writing a whole bunch of stuff down. So we want to make sure that we're stocked up. Anything else? No, other than that, I feel like it's probably pretty self-contained. I mean, that's a lot of stuff. Food, common consumables, and stationery is a lot of stuff. So we're gonna have to be in town semi-regularly. But I think that's a good baseline. Yes, very true. Sewing supplies. I think that, yeah, that might be like a one-off thing. It's not super often that we have to head in for that. Because I also was thinking like clothes and stuff, but I think we are in that era, that is more like you patch and repair the stuff that you have. It's not, we're not commonly getting through all this stuff. What about fire supplies? How do they get that? Yeah! That's a good point. Lamp oil? Yes. When whatever runs the light. Yeah, it'd be in that kind of era, it would be like oil lamp, I'm pretty sure. I feel like maybe the stuff that we need for the lighthouse to run, I feel like we get like shipped to us or something like that. Whereas the stuff that we go into town for is like things for our person that wouldn't be accounted for by whoever actually owns the lighthouse or wants it to be running. Probably the government, I don't know. So I think they would send, because like, what I'm, in my head, what I'm thinking of is also like, someone using a lighthouse as a wizard tower before. Yeah, man. Very true. The thing that my mind is running to is like, I have a lot of, family that live on pretty remote islands, and so they will get their supplies like once a month, maybe? And I feel like that's probably the kind of vibe for the lighthouse supplies. It's like, we will get a shipment in once a month that comes in, rather than semi-regularly going into town for it. Yes. I think that's that vibe. Imagine wizards just colonizing tall places like big birds. Anywhere that you can put a lighthouse. How do you and companions, if any, maintain the household? What? How do you maintain the household? I mean, household is maintained through, I feel like it's maintained through routine. Like, regular cleaning, regular, like, sweeping / cleaning. Yeah, elbow grease, exactly. Routine and elbow grease. Like, very scheduled, like, meals and breaks. Yeah. I think that's the main thing, where it's just like, the way that we keep on top of stuff is by making sure that we are following regular protocol in a consistent way. I'm trying to think if I feel like this is a person that doesn't have experience with this, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't think they're a person that was a carpenter or a glassmaker or anything like that. Like, I don't think the person I am imagining in my head did not have any transferable skills to be a lighthouse keeper. They've just literally run into being a lighthouse keeper. And they've had to learn a lot of stuff on the job. So I don't think there's anything that is like, oh yeah, well, I happen to be a mechanic, and so I've been doing that as well. I feel like it's just a lot of, like, following the rules. Yeah, following the rules that were laid out. Following the rules that were laid out by the previous keeper? Question mark? Probably. No idea what their name is. But yeah. I think that makes sense. I think that works. Now, I scrolled up slightly because I didn't want anybody focusing on the other question, which is, and now the most important question, what lies beneath your lighthouse? That's right. Your lighthouse not only prevents maritime disaster, it also guards a great danger buried in the cliffside below. Some sample dangers are the bones of one of the ancient gods, a misunderstood kaiju, which if you don't know that term is like Godzilla, a semi-sentient magical relic, the gateway to the realm of the fair folk, a mad genius's abandoned superweapon, the last living megafauna, a crashed alien spacecraft, a slumbering wyvern, undead puritans cursed by their genocidal ways, flora that is gaining intelligence, a roboticist's abandoned lair overtaken by their inventions, or hyper-intelligent woodland creatures. Choose one of these or create your own. Consider in what ways is it dangerous, how might the townsfolk endanger it, should they stumble upon it or seek it out. Your job as Lighthouse Keeper is not to eliminate the danger, but to make sure that it and the townsfolk remain safe in relation to one another. Maybe they left behind a well-used instruction notebook with their own annotations. Yeah, I like that a lot. So, we as a group, and this is where... this is where I was saying we're going to dip our toe into spooky, where we as a group can decide how spoopy do we want this to be? What do we want the thing that the lighthouse is guarding to be? Is it a sinister thing? Is it a nice thing? Is it a neutral thing? What kind of feeling are we getting from the lighthouse? Yeah. Any ideas are welcome. I'm gonna write that other bit down. A very well annotated notebook on the rules of lighthouse keeping. On lighthouse keeping procedure. Okay, and then below the lighthouse. Alright. So what are we feeling? What are we feeling, team? How, on a scale of 1 to 10, how up for spooky are we, basically? That's a good starter question. Officially throwing your hat in the ring for evil plants. Oh, wait. I'm not officially throwing my hat in the ring for evil plants or anything, but going that route, you could have them watching out for plants starting to grow that shouldn't be there. Cool. Yeah. Very true. Like little tendrils creeping up through cracks. Ooh. I do like that. Okay. What was the list again? Like a slowly creeping darkness. Ooh. So this bit here is the whole list. This whole section of things up here. We can choose stuff from this list, or we can choose our own, but the general list is the bones of one of the ancient gods, a misunderstood kaiju, a semi-sentient magical relic, a gateway to the realm of the fair folk, a mad genius's abandoned superweapon, the last living megafauna, a crashed alien spacecraft, a slumbering wyvern, undead puritans, flora that are gaining intelligence, a roboticist's abandoned lair overtaken by their inventions, or a hyper-intelligent woodland creatures. Ooh. The plants could be there because of a creature, too. Ooh. Okay. I like this. I like this vibe. Okay. Interesting. Alright. Like, there's a doorway to another realm causing the plants to grow, and in this realm is another choice. You could actually have that kind of vibe both with a monster, a creature of some kind, or the portal to the far realm thing. Yeah! Interesting. I kind of... Okay, so I love these. Thank you for these suggestions. I'm picturing... So here's what I think it is. Just unintentional crossing of references. But what I'm picturing is like there is a doorway or a portal or an opening of some kind to something that is sinister, that is under the lighthouse. But the plants are like a natural reaction to try and keep that shut. So like something is like awakening under the lighthouse, and the plants, be they influenced by like fairy creatures, or if they are like just the equivalent of Mother Nature, like responding to this threat. I like the idea that like... So actually, have you seen the series The Rig? I have not. I have not seen The Rig. Is it basically that? Did I actually accidentally plagiarize someone? They have this concept. Okay, cool. Great. Oh, but aliens. Ah. Interesting. So actually, I like that. Oh, aliens on an oil rig. Oh, cool. Okay, so what if we say... I think there are... I like the idea because, you know, mysteries are fun. I like the idea that, that the thing that the lighthouse people know about is the plants. And that explains, maybe that's why the ecologist keeps coming by, because there's actually, like, an abundance of plant growth or something. Like maybe we have a really thriving garden at the lighthouse or something like that. But, like, the thing that people are aware of is the plants being amazing and abundant, but without realizing the reason that they are is actually this other hidden thing that is, like, waking up. That's cool because the plants could be helpful, but also there could be a worry of them overdoing it and causing destruction or other unintended consequences. Yes. Like how your body can kill us in the process of trying to get rid of an infection. Yeah! Very true. It's not great acting, but it's an interesting concept. Also stars Ian Glenn, who was... Oh, Jorah in Game of Thrones. Oh, yeah. Nice. Okay, so... below the lighthouse is an abundance of magical plants. The lighthouse has a thriving garden. So honestly, food, not plant-based. Basically, if we need proteins that aren't beans, we need to go to town. An abundance of magical plants. The lighthouse has a thriving garden on its grounds. Including plants that grow outside the, like, expected, biome. Like, you get all sorts here. Maybe under the ground? Wait, hold on. Or under the impetus, what is the inciting reason for the plant growth is I'm gonna just put doorway in quotes. A doorway. To a darker threat that is yet to fully awaken, which the plants are holding back. The only instructions on plant maintenance were handed down to keepers. The real reason for their existence is not known. It's not noted, I'd say. Yeah, I like that. Maybe also, like, maybe sometimes we do have, like townspeople that like, need food can come to the lighthouse sometimes in, like, a community garden kind of style thing. But it's very... I'm picturing it very, like people thinking of it in the same way that, what is it? Is it Rapunzel? Yeah. Rapunzel's the one where it starts off with people stealing a lettuce, right? I'm pretty sure that's that story. Yeah. Where, like, people are like, if you're in really tough straits in Charmouth, then somebody will be like, well, you could go to the lighthouse, and everybody's like, no, don't do that, you'll get cursed, or something. Don't do that, it's extremely bad idea. It's like, if you're in real dire straits, you can go and get some pumpkins from the Lighthouse Keeper. Some villagers approached the lighthouse when in dire need of food. Lighthouse as a cursed place. Doing so is rumored to be extremely dangerous. I don't think anything has actually happened to anybody. Like, I don't think it is actually cursed or anything like that, but I think that it's one of those, like, local kids go up on dares. Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those kind of places in the village. It's that type of village rumor mill where it's just like, well, best not, because my grandma told me 50 years ago that you're not supposed to go to the lighthouse, and we just haven't questioned it since then. I'm just taking her word at it. Cool. Love that. Wonderful. That's great. Okay. Oh, do we need... Do we want a name? I feel like maybe there was a name of something like... I think maybe let's call ourselves, maybe like Mackenzie or something like that. I'm picturing someone who was like wearing like a branded Macintosh coat or something like that. Or maybe their last name's Macintosh. Like, they just, a person that just got named after the clothes they were wearing. Because they can't fully remember who they were. Like, Agatha Christie style. Macintosh. I am more so like, I'm picturing a woman, I think, for this Lighthouse Keeper. I'm gonna go, I'm gonna call Pearl Macintosh. Pearl? Wait, no, hold on. I'm thinking too British. She's probably American because we're in Connecticut. Something Macintosh. I'm trying to think of words for, like, things that wash up on beaches. Coral! Coral Macintosh. Coral. Coral Macintosh. Great. Coral Mac. Coral Mac. I'm just gonna shorten it to Mac, I think. Coral Mac. Jetsam. In continued tradition, it's also a color. Oh yeah, perfect. There we go. I like that. Coral Mac. I think I'm picturing like a late 30s woman. Probably she, her. Yeah, probably she, her. Honestly, actually, no. Let's go she, they. Late 30s woman. Pretty slight, I think. Like, initially. Initially was a pretty slight person. You have to put on some muscle in the process of running a lighthouse and a garden. But when she first showed up, she was like a pretty slight person. Oh, and screw it. You know what? Her name's Coral. Let's make her a redhead. Because that also plays into the, like... We're still on the edges of, like... Because we're in a very small village as well, like... Magic plants made her swole. Maybe. I'm picturing her as a redhead because, like, I feel like we're still on the edges of, especially being in a small village, there's still that slight underlying thing of, like, people with red hair are witches, or, like, are evil in some way. So I feel like that plays into both her being named Coral and also her reputation with the other village people. I like that. I need to stop calling them village people, though, because that's a different thing. Okay. So, I think that's kind of the main deets that we need. I think that's pretty much everything we need to note down for that. So, it is... Oh yes, go get yourself some food. Good call. So, we have a one-person lighthouse. No family, no partners, though we do have a very slinky black cat named Hollow. Minimal interaction with outsiders, a point of mutual distrust and nerves. The village is scared of us, and we are somewhat scared of the village. However, we're on friendly terms with Posty named Jeffrey. Jeffrey, who delivers the weekly newspaper. And there is an ecologist slash researcher patron of the lighthouse, not from Charmouth, but who stays occasionally for research trips, named Diana Westley. We ran away from something so long and far that we kind of snapped out of the state on the shore of the promontory. Can't remember what caused us to flee, and we're trying to put the pieces back together. The provisions that we get from town are any foods that we can't grow ourselves, common consumables, and also stationery. The household is maintained through routine and elbow grease. Very regular cleaning, very scheduled meals and breaks, following the rules that were laid out by the previous Lighthouse Keeper in a very well-annotated notebook on the lighthouse keeping procedure. And our name is Coral Mack. She, they, late 30s woman, pretty slight redhead. Below the lighthouse, there is an abundance of magical plants. The lighthouse has a thriving garden on its grounds, including plants that grow outside the expected biome. The inciting reason for the plant growth is a doorway to a darker threat that is yet to fully awaken, which the plants are holding back. Only instructions on plant maintenance were handed down to keepers. The real reason for their existence is not noted, probably unknown. And some villagers approach the lighthouse when in dire need of food. The town regards the lighthouse as a cursed place, and doing so is rumored to be extremely dangerous. Love that. Wonderful! I'm loving this vibe that we're setting up. Great. So, next steps. Open up your logbook. I will get the logbook out. Here we go. And your personal diary, we have on the other tab. And consult the tide table. Now, we get to decide what day we're starting on. Because we are literally a day out from it, I'm just going to say that canonically, story-wise, we're starting on the 1st of May. Because that's going to be easiest for me to keep track of. So we'll say that our diary entries are going to start on the 1st of May. Well, there's nothing the game designer can do to prevent you from playing through several days, which is exactly what we're going to do. As I mentioned before, the game is intended to be played periodically over several weeks. As you roleplay through a day at your lighthouse, certain pieces of information will need to be recorded in your logbook. By its nature, the logbook only allows for very brief entries, so you will only be able to record 1 or 2 significant happenings per day. Your personal diary allows you to describe the day at unlimited length. Unlike the logbook, there are no required items to record in your diary. Describe your day in as much detail or as little detail as you like. Or perhaps you prefer to simply ponder the day's events in your head, leaving the logbook as the only written record of events. Nah, we're going to keep a diary. Your logbook contains spaces for the following items each day: the number of ships sighted, the weather, and any additional notes. The first 2 items are determined by your dice rolls. Your notes should succinctly summarize any notable occurrences, such as storms, shipwrecks, or otherworldly encounters. Okay, so we are starting on the 1st. We're starting on the 1st of May. That's what we said. 1st of May. So, for our rolls. Oh, wow. Okay, so we're going to roll a d20 and record the result as the number of ships you spotted off the coast today. Damn, alright. There's a chance that we're going to be seeing heaps of ships. Alright, first roll of the game. Here's hoping it's a good one. Whoa! 17! It's a busy day. Alright. So let's go here. Is the 1st of May. 19XX. We'll go with that. Actually, can we change that to the same thing? Where is it? Yeah, baby. 19XX. I'll move you down to an 11. Wonderful. Okay. The number of ships sighted is... is 17. Oh, actually, probably put that there. No, it looks weird like that. There we go. Turn that off. Number of ships sighted is 17. And a flotilla. Indeed. A lot of ships. And the weather. Find the day on the tide table that corresponds to the current day of the month. We're going with the 1st of May, because it's easier for my brain. The tide table displays 2 sets of high and low tides each day, one antemeridian and one post-meridian. Roll a d6 twice and record the numbers. The first for the AM tides and the second for the PM. Compare each number to its corresponding tides to see if it is higher than the high tide, lower than the low tide, or in between the two. Their combination will determine the weather. So, we're gonna go... First off, our first roll for the AM is a 5. We've got a 5 in the AM, and then our PM is a 3. Okay, so if we scroll down, we've got a 5 and a 3. So we are higher than a high tide, but in between for low tide. In between for the afternoon. So we are higher than high tide in the morning, and we are in between in the afternoon, which means... one or both are between. Nice! Wonderful! Sunny and calm with a few clouds. Beautiful! You love to hear it. We don't want to start off too creepy. Okay. Sunny and calm. Wonderful. Okay. In the logbook, record in a word or two the weather conditions for today. Correct. We did all the things. Wonderful. Other happenings. The tide table dice rolls also determine events that affect you, the ships at sea, and whatever lies beneath your lighthouse. If there's a storm, which there was not, and the number of ships sighted that day exceeds the sum of the 2 d6s, then there will be a shipwreck. Okay. So we gotta be careful about that. Shipwrecks must be recorded in your logbook notes. Got you. But we're good. There was no storm. Personal happenings. You have a life outside the lighthouse keeping, you know? Oh, thanks. After another night of keeping the beacon lit, you have the morning to yourself. The roll you make for the AM tides determines what happens in your personal life that morning. So we had one that was out of the 5, which was higher than high tide. A visitor from town shows up at the lighthouse to see you. Okay, cool. Interesting. And then our afternoon roll is for what's happening beneath the lighthouse. So, first entry... Gonna move us over to this page for the Lighthouse Journal. We have a morning. Oh, whoop, don't need that bold. Morning. Villager comes to visit. Whoop, visit. Great. And then... happening beneath the lighthouse. What of the otherworldly presence residing beneath your lighthouse? What is it getting up to? The roll you made for the PM tides will tell. It's for you to choose how you will respond to supernatural occurrences. Will you quell them, stay safely away, or try to understand the phenomenon better? So we were in the middle. Oh, great! So our evening is chill. Wonderful. No nighttime disturbances. Beautiful. Okay. Looking over the events happening of the day, you should first write out your personal diary to collect your thoughts on events. This is a good way to work through how exactly you respond to meteorological, nautical, interpersonal, and supernatural events that may have come up today. Then it is time to make your official logbook entry for the day. If you have not done so already, record the number of ships sighted and the weather conditions. We're already on top of it. Then fill in the notes, telling in a sentence anything remarkable that happened. Your lighthouse keeping duty is done for the day. Time now to rest and return to your lighthouse and logbook tomorrow. Wonderful. Great, and that's all our... that's all an example. So this is the general... We're into it now. This is the gist of the gameplay. So we're probably going to be able to run through a few days, because these are a lot quicker to resolve, potentially, than Save Community Radio was. So, our first entry for the week is probably the newspaper getting dropped off. Like, I know that's kind of a small high, like a small visit, but that feels appropriate. It's the beginning of the week. We're getting a villager come to visit. I feel like Jeffrey's stopping by. I'm going to put the date. 0105. Oh, crap. We are in America. I should do it the other way around. God damn it. Curse my dedication to character. Okay. So, it's the 1st of May. 1st of May, and we're having Jeffrey come visit. I'm trying to think of, like, how I think Coral would write these entries. And I think it is... I feel like there should be a... Because we are about routine and following structure, I feel like there would be like a typical opening for these entries. Especially as someone that is like trying to write things down in order to remember them. Almost in that like self-affirmation kind of style. I'm gonna go with God. Whenever I write things down, I write a lot of things in a very conversational tone, and so I have to remind myself that we are American. It's set in America, and it changes what you write down, because now I have to picture it in an American accent. Okay. I don't know my name, but I'm known as Carl Mack. I live in the Charmouth Lighthouse. I'm I live in Charmouth Lighthouse. I'm trying to think of like I'm known as Carl Mack. I live in Charmouth Lighthouse. We've already put the date down. So I'm trying to think of, like, another touchstone point that you would have when you're trying to keep track of that stuff. I was gonna say age, but then I was like, I feel like that's not a super concrete detail. Um, 11 Charmouth Lighthouse. Don't know my name, but I'm known as Carol Mack. I live in Charmouth Lighthouse. I'm not from here. I'm also setting up a structure that we can subvert later on in the story. Because that's the kind of person I am. I don't know my name, but I'm known as Carol Mack. I live in Chalmers Lighthouse, but I'm not from here. We're starting with a mystery background. A little bit, yeah. Like, I'm trying to think of what things you would say to yourself as, like, if you didn't really know who you were, what aspects of what you did know about yourself would you write down as, like, the beginning of each of your diary entries to be like, this is me reaffirming these truths in my mind about who I am. And I think she knows enough to know that Coral's not actually her name. That's just a name that somebody gave her. And she knows that she lives in the lighthouse, but she's not from the lighthouse. And I'm trying to think of a third thing, because that feels right. That feels rhythmic. To have three things. 11 Chalmers Lighthouse, but I'm not from here. Maybe things she's experienced that she likes or doesn't like. Yeah, kind of. Like, I was thinking maybe the, like, I'm scared of the dark or something like that, but, like, when you are trying to... I say this... I'm speaking as if I am an authority on the subject. I don't actually know. But, like, in my head, if I were a person that didn't know who I was, I would find facts that I did know to consistently write down to remind myself, because I feel like that would be a reassuring thing to do for yourself. And so... I'm trying to think of the things that Coral would know about herself. I think the date would be one of them, but we're putting the date at the start of all of the entries, so I feel like that's not included. I think she knows what she's called, though she doesn't actually know her name, and she knows where she lives, but she knows that she's not from there. So I'm trying to think of, like, a third thing that she knows, if you know what I mean? That are, like, her third consistent detail. She knows her job title? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah. That could be good. I'm the Lighthouse Keeper. She's kind of struggling holding on to reality in the present. I mean... I think she is... She's... Oh! Just an identity thing. I don't think she's having trouble at the moment with keeping reality straight. I like the cat. The lighthouse cat. His name, Polo. There we go. It's in writing. That's good. That's good. Be such a cat person thing to remember the cat's name and not your own. You know what, actually? I'm gonna go with that. The lighthouse has a black cat. Because, and again, this is my short fiction study brain going into this, but like, at some point, probably, these facts are going to change, and I like the idea that something about the cat might change. Or something about the thing that is true about the lighthouse might change. But I like these three to start with. I don't know my name, but I'm known as Carol Mack. I live in Charmouth Lighthouse, but I'm not from here. The lighthouse has a black cat. I like that. These are concrete things that she can put in a diary entry to be like, these are facts I know about the world around me. Today, we could tie it to the radio station. It's a time-traveling cat. Ooh, oh my god. Then we'd have... We could not do that with everything, because by the time we got to the end of that, like, end of June, we'd have like 10 different stories to make a multiverse out of, but... I mean, hey, I've already given you all full permission to make fan fiction about the other one. All the TTRPGs have a black cat. Maybe. Maybe. Maybe Holo is the through line. Okay. You know what? Hold up. I'm gonna put an entry here because it feels weird to not have it. From... There we go, we're getting it in there. From the 30th of April. It's actually Dream on Vacation. Because I really want to write the entry, the first entry that she wrote in the journal, and then we can do the first day. Sorry I'm jumping around a bit, but I'm following my instincts. My creative liberties, exactly. Where is it? There we go. Oh my god. Do I not have a spot for... I don't. Okay. An executive decision. The previous Lighthouse Keeper was called Petra. Okay. Is she the thing the plants were trying to keep trapped? Ooh, spicy. Dunno. Dunno, maybe. Maybe, maybe. Okay, cool. Nice. Good. Good, I like that. Petrol, coral, or hollow. This is why I'm bad at watching movies. I always guess the twists or come up with way more interesting ones. That's fine. That just means that you're a storyteller. You gotta be telling the story. Alright. So this is the first entry, just to keep it simple and to get it out of the way, because otherwise it felt weird to just jump straight into stuff. Alright. I don't know my name, but I'm known as Coral Mac. I live in Charmouth Lighthouse, but I'm not from here. The lighthouse has a black cat. I don't know what happened to me. I can't remember. I woke up in the rain and the sand was in my eyes. Petra told me I could stay in the lighthouse. She told me to make notes to help keep track of things. But Petra's gone now. I have a journal and a logbook, and the light's still shining. Nice. The accent. Ta-da! Thank you. Imagine if Petra was, though, you're running a lighthouse and then partway through your first year you discover the previous lighthouse keeper essentially tied up in the basement. Maybe? We don't know. So all this first one is establishing is that the previous lighthouse keeper is the one that told us to keep the notes. And that their name was Petra. And that Petra is now gone. Don't know why. But they disappeared yesterday. Well, they're gone as of the 30th of April. And there we go, and now we're following the rules, because now we're actually starting it on the day that we're supposed to start it. Aced it. Okay. Oh geez, thank you. Okay. So now we're on to the regular day. We have villager come to visit. I think it makes most sense for it to be Jeffrey. The beginning of the week, air quotes, Jeffrey's coming in to drop off the weekly newspaper. I think that makes sense. Paper. There's nothing. Already. No. Isn't it spookier if the previous lighthouse keeper told you to write notes and then you find them tied up in the basement and they've been there some time? Maybe. There's so many opportunities. We have a whole variety of things that were ahead of us. Lighthouses, a great impetus for creepy stories. This is, again, creative liberties, but I'm feeling I'm aware of the differences in tone between this narrator and, Coral as a narrator, and when we were writing for Hayden. Hayden is much more conversational, type of character. This, I feel, is a person that is more, is less eloquent necessarily, and is more, yeah, it's more clear facts. I don't know, I feel like when, that's also what kind of comes across your mind when you're a little bit more frightened, if you know what I mean? Like, I think it would be scary to not necessarily remember who you are, and I feel like you wouldn't, if you didn't, to me, waxing on in an entry implies a certain level of comfort. That you are in a place where you feel comfortable enough to write paragraphs upon paragraphs about things, and I feel like this person is not. And potentially isn't as used to writing things down. But this is the first entry. May 1st. I don't know my name, but I'm known as Coral Mac. I live in Charmouth Lighthouse, but I'm not from here. The lighthouse has a black cat. Today, Jeffrey delivered the paper. There's nothing noteworthy. He mentioned the garden looked nice. I hadn't noticed. There are weeds in the doorway. I'll need to pull them up. 17 ships went past, and none of them crashed. I had carrots with dinner, and they tasted like salt and home. The light's still shining. Plus, it's the first day of recording. It's like, right now, she's just filling a role. Later on, maybe it becomes more like diary. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Nice. Great. First day. Aced it. Plus, there's nothing weird happening yet, so you know. Alright. Then we need to do our logbook entry. For any notes to go in the logbook about that day. Fine weather. No crashes. No ships crashed. The birds were quiet today. There we go. Yeah, I think that's our first entry. So 1st of May. Oh fuck, I need to change this now because I've I've set myself up for being American. God damn it. 501. There we go. Alright. May 1st. Weather is sunny and calm. Ship sighted 17. Notes. Fine weather, no ships crashed. The birds were quiet today. Nice! Excellent. Now, back to the next day! Let's see how many ships we get. 3! Wow. Man, where were all the ships going yesterday? Goodness. Okay. There are 3 ships today. 3. Okay. And then we're gonna roll for the morning tide and the afternoon tide. So morning tide is a 5 again. And the evening tide is a 4. Okay. So a 5 and a 4. Let's move down to our tide chart. Okay. So a 5 is still above high tide in the morning, but it's still in the middle for the evening. So we got more sunny skies. Lovely. Wonderful. sunny and calm. I'm just gonna copy this. Pop it down here. Oh, I do love how that looks when it's doubled up, because it makes it look like proper typewriter writing, where it's like almost looks like it's double imprinted sometimes. Copy this and put that here too. Boop. Yep. We only got 3 ships in the logbook. Okay. And then... So we got a 5 and a 4. So if it's higher than high tide, we get another visitor! Yay! We get another town visitor. And the evening is still pretty quiet. Cool. So, jump people, please. Another town visitor. Quiet evening. 0502. Oh, no, come on. Come on now. 0502. Great. And copy all this, because I think that's all still consistent. Still don't know my name. Still know that I'm in the lighthouse. The lighthouse has a black cat. We got a visitor from town today. I feel like maybe this is a... like... one of the actual townspeople rather than one of our friends. Like, I don't think this is the doctor. Because I think the doctor wouldn't show up unless something weird starts happening, which it hasn't yet. Okay. Much? Oh god. Much fewer or much less? Today... I'm gonna just do it this way. This is very appropriate music because I'm picturing them digging in the garden. Didn't see me. Oh, I do kind of wish I was actually writing this down, because there are some fun things you can do with, like, actually writing stuff in person. But that's alright. We can kind of roughly make them work in a digital context. So. Alright. The way I'm just chilling out here playing Palia and listening to the music vibing, cat just scratching you. England at 100 decibels. Okay. I'm glad that this is a good space for vibing, as well as some interesting stories. So, this is our second entry. May 2nd. I don't know my name, but I'm known as Coral Mac. I live in the Charmouth Lighthouse, but I'm not from here. The lighthouse has a black cat. Today, there weren't as many ships sailing past. I wondered where they all went. I dug up the weeds in the sunshine, and they looked so small. Quiet, dangerous things. When I had my midday meal, a young man from the town arrived. He looked around for the keeper, but he didn't see me. He took plants with him. 2 peppers, a bunch of potatoes, and 1 pumpkin. I wasn't mad. He seemed hungry. He had left before I finished my food. I heard him running when the lighthouse door opened. I think we were both frightened. The light's still shining. And the reason I bolded and underlined I think we're both frightened is I think that is a surprising thing for Coral. And so, like, if I were actually writing this, it would be a thing that you've, like, gone back and, like, circled in some fashion. Because she doesn't really know why she's frightened. But she wrote it down, and so she's like, oh, this is the thing. Why was I feeling like that? And she's like, emphasized it to make note of it for later. Great. Wonderful. Gosh, flying through the days. 3. Wonderful. And nothing happens at night. Oh, we gotta fill in the logbook again. Yeah. Fine weather. No ships crashed. Man stole from the garden. But there's plenty left. Nice. Alright. 2nd of May. Sunny and calm day. There were only 3 ships sighted. The weather is fine. There were no ships that crashed, but a man stole from the garden, but there's plenty left. Wonderful. Okay. On to the next day. Gosh, there's so much... There's so much less stuff to resolve every time with, like, each of the turns in this game. Wonderful. I mean, useful for a stream, because it means we are chugging along through the story. We now have a new character, whoever this man from town is. Alright. Rolling 4 ships. We got 6. We got 6 ships. Which I do need to be on this page for. Beep, 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 beep. 6 ships. Wonderful, and the date is The 3rd. May 3rd. Okay. And let's find out the weather. Well, let's roll for morning number. Ooh, that's a 1. We got a 1 and a 4. Okay. A 1 and a 4 on the 3rd of May. Okay. So we are below low tide in the morning. Organizing completed coloring pages for YouTube. This is good vibes. Oh, good. I'm glad. So we're below low tide in the morning, but we're still in the middle in the evening, which I think means we still don't have to worry about the doorway getting weird, which is great. This is very, very accurate storytelling. We're not getting to the weird stuff under the lighthouse just yet. One is above, the other below. One or both. Yeah, still a lovely, lovely sunny day. Perfect for doing some gardening. Fixing some... getting rid of some weeds. Beautiful. Yeah. Alright. So, what happens if we're below low tide? Oh, we have to go into town on an errand. Ooh, okay. Cool. And in between, yep, still an undisturbed night. Okay, so we must go into town for an errand. Quiet night. Interesting. Okay. Huh. What do we think we might need of the things that we go into town for? Consumables, stationery. Ooh. Actually, I have an idea. Have an idea. Don't worry about it. Okay. Advertised a case? Yeah, case. Mystery case. Yeah, sorry, is it useful for me to say stuff while I'm typing it out, or is it more fun for you to just have me read it out at the end of the entry? Let me know. Because I keep forgetting to read it out. um... Either works. I'm kind of half saying it to myself anyways, because I have to say it in an American accent to know that it is, that it sounds like American dialect. So if you hear me, like, humming or something, it's probably me just saying the things under my breath. Tunneling might have washed away. They told me, case if it had been retrieved in 2 days' time. Is that reasonable? I guess you do have to buy, like, seeds, right? If you got a garden. But maybe not for that garden. What more? Outside seeds would even grow, or if they do grow, but the magic changes them. Yeah, very true. Bought more paper? No. I was gonna say that you bought candles, but then I was like, you live in a lighthouse, so you probably don't need candles. Bought more string. I'll go with string. String sounds good. Alright. Okay. Entry 3. May 3rd. I don't know my name, but I'm known as Coral Mac. I live in the Charmouth Lighthouse, but I'm not from here. The lighthouse has a black cat. I was wrong about the newspaper. There was a notice I hadn't thought to read until this morning. It advertised a case that had been found on a railway platform. It didn't sound familiar, but the weather was fine. I walked to the village. The villagers all stare at me. It feels that way. They don't like what they don't know. I told the railway office that I thought the case might be mine. They asked me for a ticket stub, which I didn't have. I told them it might have been washed away. They told me I could claim the case if it hadn't been retrieved in 2 days' time. That sounded reasonable. I bought string on the walk back to the lighthouse. The nights are calm and the best time for writing. The light's still shining. Nice! A little mystery case! Just to throw that in there, because why not? A mysterious case has been left on a railway platform, and maybe it's ours, maybe it's not. Yeah. And then we fill in our logbook. Nope. Fine weather, no ships crashed. Fine weather, no ships crashed. Couldn't find any ticket stubs. Yeah, that feels right. Fine weather, no ships crashed. I couldn't find any ticket stubs. So she tried looking for the ticket stubs when she got back home, but she couldn't find it. So maybe it is her case and the ticket stub got washed away. Maybe it's not. Maybe we'll find out. Cool. On to day 4. Roll for boats. Maybe, maybe, maybes. A lot of maybes. 1. We got 1 ship, baby. Interesting. 1 ship. Copy this. Okay. Yep. And then we're gonna try for... Well, we're gonna roll for our weather. Let's see. That's a 2 for the morning. And... Whoop! Oh, I lost my dice. Oh no! Doesn't count if it's on the floor. Alright. 2 and a 1! Ooh! That means we might get something in the evening. Alright. So a 2 for the 4th of May. A 2 is in the middle. Okay, cool. A 2 is in the middle. Oh, wow, and a 1 is remarkably still in the middle. Incredible. Okay. Great. Still a sunny, calm day. Still nothing gonna happen at night. Man, of all the days that it could have been bad, I guess that's a good day to roll low. Okay, so we got a 2 and a 1. So 2 is in the middle. An uneventful morning alone or with your companions. It's a good area for living. Yeah. Okay, yeah, an uneventful morning alone with your companions. That's true. We haven't talked about Hollow much yet. So uneventful morning with companions. I'm pretty sure nothing happens at night. Still nothing at night? Yep. Still a quiet night. Interesting. Now, I do think that something feels... I don't know why, but something feels significant to me about the fact that there's just 1 boat. Like... That feels like it would be an important boat. In my mind, at least. I know that's not how really anything works. But something about there only being one boat feels significant. And we've got to have something else that happens with... Well, we don't have to, but we've got a quiet morning. So we could also be hanging out with Hollow for a little bit. Okay. I think I've got an idea. Hollow likes to chase mice. I've never seen it catch one. But the weeds sometimes look like mice tails. And Hollow will pick them up. Lots. There are little scratches everywhere. Only one boat sailed by this morning. Only one boat sailed today. Ooh. Ooh. It's the wrong season for fishing. This is the fun thing about... To be fair, this is how I write a lot of my characters, whenever I'm doing any kind of writing, but the fun thing about it is, like, particularly intentionally writing a character that we don't know a lot about their previous history, is it's fun when your brain comes up with something that you can then make true about them, because you and your character are having the same kind of brainwave of like, ooh, that's a new thing I didn't think about. Interesting. Okay, I'll take note of that. Sat on the waves for a long time. Sat on the waves for a long Taking a moment of contemplation as I think about if I want to add any further details. Kind of a chill day. That's enough. There we go. That'll work. Okay. Another pretty chill day, so not a huge entry, but some little tidbits. So, I don't know my name, but I'm known as Coral Mac. I live in the Charmouth Lighthouse, but I'm not from here. The lighthouse has a black cat. Hollow likes to chase mice. I've never seen it catch one, but the weeds sometimes look like mice tails, and Hollow will dig them up with claws. There are little scratches everywhere. One boat sailed today. It's the wrong season for fishing. It sat on the waves for a long time. It must have left in the night. I don't like the cold. I keep the windows closed. The light's still shining. This is another thing that is bold and underlined, because I think that the fact that Coral knows that it's not fishing season is unexpected for her. So perhaps another hint at who she was before she got to the lighthouse. Alright. Wonderful! Got you. Sorry, there's a fruit fly that's been bugging me. Alright. Oh, and the logbook. I almost always forget the logbook. Fine weather, no ships crash. Little scratches everywhere. Yeah. They're probably scratches from the cat. Probably. Alright. Day 5! Here we go. We got 7 ships. Alrighty. Seven and oop. Okay. We got 7 ships, and let's find out the weather. That's a 5. And for the evening, a 6. Ooh. A 5 and a 6 on the 5th. Okay, so we're in the middle for the morning, but that is above high tide in the evening. Ooh, interesting. So still a sunny and calm day. The day is still relatively chill, but we got some evening things going on. So we got a 5, which was in the middle. Uneventful morning. Uneventful morning. What is happening in the evening when we get a high roll in the evening? Oh man, the evening stuff really does just like a pop off. If you roll is higher than the high tide in the evening, then the entity beneath the lighthouse is restless and causes a disturbance. Interesting. Okay. Hey, Andromeda! Welcome, welcome! We are playing a game called the Logbook of the Lighthouse Keeper, in which we are a lighthouse keeper, keeping notes in our journal and also our official logbook. If you're just popping in, good, yeah, absolutely. A rough overview of our scenario so far. We are a lighthouse keeper in Charmouth, Connecticut. We are playing as a character called Coral Mack. She's a woman who was discovered on the shore of the lighthouse at a certain time and was basically taken in by the previous Lighthouse Keeper. Doesn't really remember who she is or how she got there, and is kind of writing this journal in the hopes of trying to remind herself of who she used to be, or what might have happened that got her to that point. Things that we know so far: she's friends with the local postie, as well as a doctor who kind of sponsors the lighthouse so they can come and stay in the lighthouse to do some research. And there is a mysterious entity under the lighthouse, which is an abundance of like plant growth, somewhat supernatural plant growth, that means that the lighthouse is a very abundant garden, and also is what most of the people that tend to the lighthouse know about the plants. What they don't know about is that there is some secret doorway to a darker entity that these plants have grown up to try and keep away. This thing is kind of awakening and the plants are trying to subdue it. That's kind of where we're at. It's been a relatively chill... Oh, also there is a cat in the lighthouse called Hollow, who is a lovely slinky black cat that we are also sharing the place with. But other than that, it's just us. And that's most of what has happened thus far. But we now have another... So we now have another day in the lighthouse. It is an uneventful morning. However, the entity beneath the lighthouse is restless and causes a disturbance at night. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So another uneventful morning. So basically, because we don't have anything major happening in the morning, we can just spend that with our companions, or ourselves. Our only companion right now is, Hollow, the cat. And then sometime in the evening, something is going to happen with the entity under the lighthouse. I think, maybe because we just had the previous entry where Hollow likes to kind of scratch at the weeds and the plants around here, maybe that the plants have, like, retaliated slightly. They haven't hurt Hollow, but I'm thinking, like, at night, like, we hear Hollow get, like, caught in the plants, and we have to go and rescue them a little bit. Yeah. That feels right to me. So do we need to write anything down for the morning? The lighthouse has a black cat. Maybe just a little thing. Basement. Not the basement. I like that in chat we've kind of hinted at the fact that the lighthouse has a basement, and it keeps coming up in my mind, and I'm like, I don't want to go to the basement just yet. Let's save the basement. Um... I had... Basements are essential in Spook. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Hmm. 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 Scratched and... Hmm. Arms got scratched. Yeah. It. I keep accidentally saying he, but I want to keep referring to Hollow as it. And I don't know why, but that's just my instinct. Creative liberties again. Like the slippery lake. Okay. I like this. Alright. Cool. Entry number 5. Well, the 5th of May. I don't know my name, but I know I'm known as Coral Mac. I live in the Charmouth Lighthouse, but I'm not from here. The lighthouse has a black cat. It's warm in the sunshine. I had roast potatoes for dinner. Hollow yowled outside my window all evening. It's never been hungry before. I went outside to find him. The bramble patch wasn't there yesterday. It had thick thorns like fishing hooks. Hollow was yowling inside. My arms got scratched when I pulled Hollow out. It was slippery like oil. The waves were too. The light's still shining. There we go. Nice little entry. Yeah, nice. Lovely. So the plants had an issue with Hollow scratching at them all the time, and so part of the plants basically like grew up and tried to capture him in like a bramble bush, and he got caught, but we went and saved him, although Hollow seemed nonplussed about the fact that we saved them. Oh well, that's cats for you. And our final entry, in here, I do want to do is no ships crashed. The brambles. Okay. The brambles grew today. Cool. Because I like this, because it's an evolution. So today, sunny and calm, we spotted 7 ships. Fine weather, no ships crashed. The brambles grew today. Little scratches everywhere. Something about the scratches. Alrighty. The plants are alive! Should it be no ships wrecked? Oh yes, sorry. If I said ships crashed, no ships crashed. We saw 7 ships. Sorry if I misspoke that. Yes, no ships crashed. Alright. Day 6. Here we go. How many ships we got? We got 12 ships. Man, this is a busy little section of Connecticut. My goodness. 12 ships. Then we got... It's the 6th of May. Instead of crash. Oh! Yes, so, absolutely. That's actually a good point. No ships. I like that, actually. That's a good point. I'm gonna start doing that from now on, because we have established that she is realizing that she has some knowledge of maritime things. So I like that, actually. No ships wrecked. We're changing from crashed to wrecked. Cool. Alright. 12 ships spotted. It is the 6th of May. What is the deal with the weather? That's a 1. We've had pretty good weather so far, I have to say. A 1 and a 6. Which might be... well, it depends on what the tide is like. Hold on. 1 and a 6. Ooh, we got either end of the spectrum. Okay, so we are below low tide, and we're above high tide in the evening. Oh yes, if you weren't here before, this is the main, like, mechanic for how we determine what happens in a day is we're using a tide chart. And then you're rolling a d6, and whatever you roll in relation to the tide chart changes what things happen in the day. It's pretty cool. I like it. So the weather... 1 is high and 1 is low. A seemingly supernatural storm. Oh no! Oh no! We are not sunny and calm today. Oh boy. Oh. Big storm. The thing is retaliated. Yeah! Very much so. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, interesting. A seemingly supernatural storm. Oh my god. Alright, I'm gonna put that in my the first note here. Seemingly supernatural storm. Wow. Alright, so what do we get for our 1? Lower than the morning tide, we have to go into town on an errand. That actually works really well because we said if they haven't claimed the mysterious case that they found at the railway station in 2 days' time, then we were allowed to come and claim it. So maybe this is us going back to the railway station to pick up the case. Into town for an errand. And then what's happening in the evening? Oh yeah. The entity beneath the lighthouse is restless and causes a disturbance. Yeah, it do. It really do. Oh boy. Okay. Interesting. I love that y'all just have sea monsters in chat. You're so prepared. Okay. Wild. Okay, interesting. There are 12 ships out in this storm as well. Oh, wait, no, that's a good point. Hold on, we have to check for shipwrecking, because we got a storm. Other happenings. Shipwrecks. If there is a storm and the number of ships sighted that day exceeds the sum of the 2d6 rolls, then there'll be a shipwreck. So we have a shipwreck. Because we got 6 on our d6 and we have 12 ships, so there's a shipwreck as well. Holy crap! Everything's happening on the 6th. Holy shit. Okay. Wild. Shipwreck. Okay. 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 Okay, so... How much is Coral bothered by the disruption to their daily routine? Yeah, well... Oh, this is like an overload. Because I'm also thinking, like... When does the storm hit? Because we've established she doesn't like being cold, so you probably wouldn't go out in a storm. Or is the urge to get the case from the railway station more important than her comfort? Like, is it an actual, like, no, I really need to go and get that. I feel very strongly that I need to have that. Okay. Oh, gosh. Wow, alright, okay. And then I'm also trying to think of, like, the context of when this diary entry is actually getting made. Which we've kind of established the evening is the best time for her to do that. Okay, so I'm gonna start this with okay, great. This'll work. This'll work. Hold on. Just copy this real quick. Cool. Alright. Sorry, I'm laughing to myself because I had an idea about something that I wanted to do in one of these journals, and now I'm getting a chance to do it, which is just... is just absolutely scroll. Hold on. Yeah, baby! Great. I knew I wanted to do that at some point. I don't know if you can see that. Sorry, apologies if that was off screen, but I knew I wanted to do this at some point in a journaling adventure, so this is the first moment we get to do that at least. Wonderful. Now to the main event. I'm also not gonna read all of that out, my god. Okay. I had to case. Yeah, no, not a chance. Because, like, hey, if I thought there would be variation in it, maybe I would, but I genuinely think that all of that is just, like, monotonous. Even in Coral's mind, it's just like, dum, 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 and I'm not reading that out. If there was variation for flavor, maybe I would, but no. Railway station. Railway... what are they called? What did I call them? The railway... office. Railway staff. Could have the case. Have the case. Tell them if it wasn't mine. Could retrieve it from the lighthouse. They would pass. They didn't seem be concerned with it anymore. It started raining when I walked back to the Lighthouse. Wind was... Yar? Welcome! Welcome in! We are playing some... Well, yeah, we're playing Logbook of the Lighthouse Keeper. I'm in the middle of writing our 6th entry for the evening as a... There's a lot going on. We have a supernatural storm, a mysterious suitcase, and also a mysterious entity underneath our lighthouse that we need to keep subdued. So processing a lot. I really should have, like, a command in my chat so I could be like, here's what the story so far, but that requires a lot of updating that I'm not equipped for. But welcome. I'm taking your treasure? Best of luck. Also, if you can tell me where my treasure is, I'd appreciate it, because I'm unaware. But I could use it. It started raining when I walked back to the lighthouse. The wind was cold and burnt. Scratches. Oh, and sand. No, not sand. Sand? Yeah. It's done with my scratches. The door. The lighthouse door. I'm working. Speedrunning a game. Oh, cool! Nice, what game? The lighthouse door was open. I came back. And then I'm bold. I know that the door was locked. I know the door was locked. Under rail. I don't know that one. I know Unrailed, and I know Undertale. What's Underrail? Or is it a variant of one of the two? I know the door was locked. The wind, it's a 2.5 RPG, like, Fallout. Oh, yeah. Cool. Hope the speedrun went well. I know the door was locked. The wind pulled at everything. It tore out the brambles. Pulled the wallpaper. Those were open, but I keep the windows closed. If you ever decide to play it, I have a suggestion. Yeah, sure. Well, happy for suggestions. The windows are open, but I keep the windows closed. Specialized like a crazed man. Gotcha. Is that general advice or speedrunning advice? Because I'm not the best at when it comes to speedrunning. But I keep the windows closed. Okay. Oh, right, yeah. Repeating. We know the door was closed. Why is it open? Well, the door was locked even. Why is it open? The windows were open, but I keep the windows closed. I tore out the brambles. It tore out the wallpaper. I heard, clouds dark like oil. The waves follow scratches. I heard it's general advice. Oh, okay. Cool. I'm very, oh! Hey, thanks for following! Appreciate it. I'm very much a jack-of-all-trades player, but, if I decide not to, I will keep that in mind. I'm never ever gonna play a game to try and be good at a game. So speedrunning is not for me, but I applaud you in your efforts. Like the waves like hollow, like the scratches. I heard the keel is the max as being good. Okay. Good to know. I heard the... Oh god, is that the right... No, keel is not the word. I'm thinking hull. Yeah. I heard the hull crash on teeth. No, on the rock... No, on the teeth. I heard... breaking. I heard the cat laugh. I know. What did I even say up here? What is it? I know I kept the light on. Light on. Kept it on all night. Through the darkness. Through the rain. Through the screaming. The light on. No, I did. Why did they crash? There we go. Which literally says we cannot guarantee you'll win. Nice. Alrighty. So a lot has happened on this day. I'm hoping this journal entry will do it justice. Because we've had, let me make sure, we had, the entity made itself known in the evening, and we had a crash at some point, and we went into town for an errand. So, I'm picturing this entry being like early hours of the morning, like 4 a.m. when the storm finally finished. But this is the 6th day, May 6th. I don't know my name, but I'm known as Coral Mac. I live in Charmouth Lighthouse, but I'm not from here. The lighthouse has a black cat. I know I kept the light on. I know I kept the light on, and it just keeps going like that to the end of the page. She's kind of in a panic and also like, what the heck? Yeah, exactly. I think there is a good, like, she has spent a good 15 minutes just scrawling, I know I kept the light on, over and over and over and over and over again on a page. Then after a little bit, the continuation of this journal entry, is I had to pick up the case from the railway station. I had to leave. I know the door was locked. The railway staff agreed that I could have the case. I told them if it wasn't mine, the owner could retrieve it from the lighthouse. They didn't want to be concerned with it anymore. It started raining when I walked back to the lighthouse. The wind was cold and stung my scratches. The lighthouse door was open when I came back. I know the door was locked. The wind pulled at everything. It tore out the brambles. It tore at the wallpaper. The windows were open, but I keep the windows closed. The clouds were dark like oil, like the waves, like hollow, like the scratches. I heard the hull crash on the teeth. I heard the hard parts breaking. I heard boards squeal. I heard the cat laugh. I know I kept the light on. I kept it on all night. Through the darkness, through the rain, through the screaming. I know I kept the light on. I know I did. Why did they all crash? She's losing it. Yeah, buddy. Ooh. Spicy. A spicy night. So this is basically, in my head, this is the entry of, like, yeah, a terrible storm, nightmarishly dark, and, like, she is convinced that she was up all night keeping the lighthouse going, like, keeping the light on, but everybody still crashed. Or at least a ship still crashed. Dredge vibes! And she doesn't know why, because she did her job. And so they shouldn't crash, but they did. Okay, and then... how many ships do we think wrecked? Because 12 is a lot of ships. I did just say all. Why did they all crash? Yeah. Okay. Terrible storm. Oh, I can spell. Terrible storm. That's a lot of ship crashes. It is. 12 ships wrecked. All could just be, like, more than one. I have an idea. I think, like... in my mind, at least right now, everything that Coral is saying is true. Like, I think for the moment, Coral doesn't have any issue with determining truth from, like, I don't think she's hallucinating or anything like that. And I think the only things that she is really writing in her journal are facts. It was because of 4 or 5 wrecked, I think you would say all. Yeah, potentially. So I think they did all crash. I think all 12 ships crashed. Whether they're there in the morning is another fact entirely. That is wild. Alright. Yes, so May 6th, big storm. I don't know what the proper terminology is for that. Probably something other than big storm. But for the moment, big storm. Ships sighted 12. Terrible storm, 12 ships wrecked. I know I kept the light on. Alright. We got some stuff to play with. Okay. Now we start again. Start off with another day. How many ships we got out there today? Ooh. Okay. We have 16 ships going past today. Oof. Hachi machi. 16 ships. Nope. And what is the weather like? In the morning we have a 2. And in the afternoon we have a 4. Okay. A 2 and a 4. So on our tide chart we have for the 7th, sorry you can't quite see that. I can't scroll across here because I have this open in a browser. A 2 is in the middle and a 4 is also in the middle. So we are middling for both. Which I think means everything is relatively chill, which honestly, I'm kind of fine with. Because yesterday was intense. Yep, sunny and calm again. Like nothing ever happened. Weird. Okay. 05, 07. And I think it just means that we can do whatever we want with our day as well, right? In between, uneventful morning alone with you or your companions, and a quiet night. Everything has calmed down. Uneventful morning. Quiet night. Okay. Oh man, just looking at all this scrolled text over here, all of this entry stuff makes me so happy. It just brings me joy to be able to do that. The literal calm after the storm, yeah, very true. Okay. Don't know my name, but I'm known as Carl Mack. I live in Charmouth Lighthouse, but I'm not from here. No, the lighthouse has a black cat. Has any of that changed? Oh, I don't know enough about Connecticut to know. What are calm weather gaslighting you? Connecticut, yeah, maybe. I need to know like towns near Connecticut. Oh, it is right near New York. Oh. Okay. There was no storm. Where's a place that you can... That's still New York. I might be from... Trying to... Sorry, I'm I know that you can't see what I'm looking at. I'm looking at Google Maps. Because I'm trying to put together... Going into lurk mode to record a video. Oh, good! Have fun recording! But I might be from... I might be from... I'm looking at a map of of United States to try and pick a place where she might be from. Not that, because I'm not doing that accent. No, thank you. Sure. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. That seems good. This has changed, but I might be from Glens Falls. Alright. Okay. What's the word for the... I don't know what the word is for the top of a lighthouse. Like, what that room is called? I guess I can Google that as well. Lighthouse. What's it called? Beacon is... Yeah. That's the beacon. That's the lantern. Or is the whole thing called a lantern? Lantern room. Amy, go record your video. Thank you. Okay. The lantern room today. Woke up in the lantern room. The roof is called a cupola. I woke up in the lantern room. Still don't understand. There are no boats on the beaches. Thank you very much. Amy has very kindly, has very kindly sent me a image of the various rooms inside of a lighthouse. Which are super useful. Oh, that's where Widow's Walk comes from. Oh. See, I know the term Widow's Walk purely from playing a lot of Betrayal at House on the Hill, but apparently that's what the platform that goes around the top of the lighthouse is called the Widow's Walk, which kind of morbid. Okay. There are no boats on the beaches. There are no boats on the beaches. Sorry. Sorry, I just remembered the beach that makes you old, and it made me laugh. So said there are no boats on the beaches. The... Nothing has on shore. Okay. Who would have, oh my god, taken that? Tidied garden this morning. It's crops are sturdy. Some of them fell into the sea. After dinner, I opened the case. Don't know if it's mine. Clothes inside. It smelled like sea spray. There is one letter. No. I don't want there to be anything that has a name on it. There was a newspaper in the pocket. Glen Falls. Crap, which state was that in? I was just zooming all over the place. Which state is that? New York. Okay. New York. It could be mine. Password. Don't know if it's mine. crossword. All is shitter windows. Okay. Sounds like. Okay. Alright. Is that the right thing? Yeah, the light's still shining. Okay. Day 7! I don't know my name, but I'm known as Coral Mac. I live in the Charmouth Lighthouse, but I might be from Glens Falls. I'm gonna put New York on the end of that. New York. The lighthouse has a black cat. I woke up in the lantern room. I still don't understand. There are no boats on the beaches. Nothing has washed up on shore. I know I heard it. Who would have taken them? The brambles are gone. I tidied the garden this morning. The crops are sturdy. Some of them fell into the sea. After dinner, I opened the case. I don't know if it's mine. There were clothes inside. They smelled like coal smoke and caramel. I smell like sea spray. There was a newspaper in the pocket. It's from Glens Falls, New York. It could be mine, but they haven't done the crossword. Hollow is chittering at the windows again. It sounds like laughing. The light's still shining. Ooh! Ooh, boy. So we open the suitcase. She's not sure if it's hers. But whoever it belongs to is from Glens Falls, New York, which is like inland of Connecticut, basically. And the brambles that had been fucking with Hollow, they're all gone, and there's no sign of the boats. Whatever happened in the middle of the storm, the boats are no longer there. Alright. Let us roll for the next day. Where are we at? Here. Yeah. Oh, wait. Hold on. I didn't do the logbook. 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 There we go. Fine weather. No ships wrecked. No ships wrecked. Where did they go? Why are they gone? Okay. So today, 7th of May, sunny and calm day. There were 16 ships in the water. It was fine weather, but there were no shipwrecks. Where did they go? Why are they gone? Alright. Now we can roll for how many ships we got. For the 8th of May. That is 12. We are back to thriving numbers here at the Charmouth Lighthouse. Boop. Copy that. Boop. Okay. Yep. Oh, wait, hold on. No, not that. That's fine. Then we need to work out what the weather's gonna be like. So the morning, it is a 2. And the evening is a 4, which I think might just be another mild day. Let me have a look. We're looking at the 8th of May. 2 is middle of the road. 4 is also middle of the road. So we have another chill-ass day. Wonderful. Interesting. That's actually kind of handy because we're awkwardly at the bottom of a page. And what do we I think honestly what this is because nothing really happens to, like, help startle Coral, kind of like similar to when she ended up here. Like, nobody shows up, there's nothing weird that happens in the night, so she's just stuck alone in a lighthouse, like, ruminating on the same thoughts. Especially, like, when you wake up after a nightmarish storm and the whole world is almost as if nothing ever happened. And so I think having a chill day just means that she keeps ruminating on what she was already thinking about. Which is just the, where did the boats go? Who is sailing them? And I'm just gonna... Who is sailing them? There we go. A nice little... a very, very small entry for the 8th. I think. Which is just, May 8th. I don't know my name, but I'm known as Coralmac. I live in the Charmouth Lighthouse, but I might be from Glens Falls, New York. The lighthouse has a black cat. Where did the boats go? Who was sailing them? Why won't the waves stop crashing? The light's still shining. And that's just it for day 8. That's it for the 8th of May, I think. She's just ruminating on the same thoughts. Feels too... No. Doesn't feel too warm. I need to open... Yeah. Yeah, that's enough. Fine weather, no ships wrecked. I need to open the windows. Think she's feeling a little bit claustrophobic in the whole mystery of it all. Boom. Nailed it! Easy breezy day 8. What does day 9 have in store? Lucky number 13. 13 boats, baby. Definitely a good omen. For the 9th of May. Great. What's the weather like? Let's see. In the morning, we got a 4 in the morning. And in the evening, we have a 1. Oh, good. Oh boy. Alright, what does a 4 get us in the morning? Okay, so 4 is still average, but a 1 is below low tide in the afternoon. Which means we have another sunny and calm day. That's good. Uh-huh. And then, nothing major is happening in the morning, but in the evening... Yeah! In the evening, a human happens upon the entity and disturbs it. Interesting. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Love that for us. Okay. Okay. A human happens upon the entity and disturbs it. Oh, bad. Interesting. So, okay. So now... Ooh. Now I have to make decisions, right? Who is it that's stumbling across the entity? And which part of the entity are they stumbling across? Are they stumbling across the plants? Are they stumbling across whatever terrible thing is potentially causing storms? Oh. And who is it? I think we don't have enough... I think we have too much time on our hands. And so I think the interesting story move is that the human that stumbles across something is one of the shipwrecked sailors. Because then that also, I kind of want to just put to bed the idea that the storm didn't happen. I don't want it to be misleading that Coral is, like, imagined it or something. It definitely happened. And you have proof because one of them is here. Okay. Ooh, yes. Okay. The lighthouse no longer has a black cat, but the lighthouse has a basement. Human happens upon the entity and disturbs it. Okay. No. Today. Tasted bitter and they tasted bitter and cloying. Sure. Carrots again today. They tasted bitter and cloying. Had the window open in the evening. I ate carrots again. In the evening. Breeze. The draft? Yeah. Rattled the doors. Rattled doors. Made. What's this? Basement. Follow stuck. Stuck behind basement door. Yowling again. Like the ripples. Brought candles down. Found the weeds. Rows of them. Nests of them. Nice. Resting. Breeze and draft. From the inside. In the candlelight, saw the fingers first. Fish. They had stopped trying. Oh. No, stop trying. They had stopped. Killing. The weeds came. there's a hole in the floor. It's cold down there. Okay, okay. Not too spooky. Just spooky enough, I think. But also the music makes it less spooky because this is very chill music for the moment. Hold up. Quick change. This is better. Okay. So this is May 9th. I don't know my name, but I'm known as Coral Mac. I live in the Charmouth Lighthouse, but I might be from Glens Falls, New York. The lighthouse has a basement. I don't think the socks in the case are mine. They don't fit quite right. I wore them when I walked along the beach. I couldn't find anything but sand. I ate carrots again today. They tasted bitter and cloying. I had the windows open in the evening. The draft rattled the doors. It made noises in the basement. Hollow was stuck behind the basement door. It was yowling again, like the brambles. I brought the candles down, found the weeds. Piles of them, nests of them, like mice, infesting. They shook in the draft, and from the inside, Hollow wove through them like oil. In the candlelight, I saw the fingers first, wrapped like a netted fish. They had stopped pulling, so I pulled for them. The weeds came up and scattered like mice. I don't know their name. They aren't awake yet, but there's a hole in the floor of the basement. It's cold down there, where the weeds come from, where Hollow went. I gave them a bed, and tomorrow I'll make them a meal. Light's still shining. Mystery person in the basement, and the basement is full of weeds, baby. Logbook. No ships wrecked, fine weather. Well, we already opened the windows because that's what caused the draft that led you to the basement. I have one guest in the lighthouse. There we go. So the weeds were throttling them. You're a bit sleepy. No, don't feel obliged to stay up on my account. Yeah, I'm picturing the weeds like basically the weeds were like completely encasing them. And then, because what I'm actually picturing is that the person that was in the weeds actually stumbled across them underneath the lighthouse, and then the weeds like wrapped around them and then pushed them up into the basement. That's what I'm picturing. And then Coral came and helped them out of the like net that they'd been caught in, basically. Yeah. Intriguing! Yes. Alright. Now, we are on to day 10. I suspect I'm gonna do this, and then day 10 will probably be my last entry for this stream. If we want to continue this story, we can do some more on Saturday as well, or we might do something different. But I'll say this will probably be my last entry for today, because I have to keep doing work after this. But let us see. How many ships we got? We got 15 ships. Dang. Rip. I know. It's rough. It's rough. But hey, I do it to myself. I could be working right now, but I wanted to come and spend time with all of your lovely people. Rude work. Truly rude. Extremely rude. Definitely not my fault at all. Okay. Alright. So we got 15 ships. How is the weather? We've got we got a 1 and a 3. Which I'm guessing means we've got mild weather again. But let's double check just in case. A 1 and a 3. Yeah. So 1 is definitely under, but it's in the middle for the afternoon. Okay, so again, sunny and calm. Beautiful. A great day to go run errands, I think. Morning, we got a 1. Yep, gotta go into town to run an errand. That sounds about right, because we've got another mouth to feed. We just picked up a random person. Okay. Great. Actually, no, I'm not going to bother putting the top notes in there, because I can do that no trouble. Okay, 10th of May, or May 10th. There's a basement. Okay. Final situation. Didn't wake up today. Town. Food. More supplies. Your clothes. Rags. Little scratches everywhere. Wait, 10th? Yeah, okay. What are we picking up? Little scratches everywhere. Their new coats. No. New clothes. Oh, today. was frightened. Hair wet. Dark. Oil. They need to be in the garden. Need to clear the basement. Jeez. Shoes. Yeah. Okay. This is, I'm gonna jump back to that other song because that was more the vibe. Alright. Entry 10. May 10th. I don't know my name, but I'm known as Coral Mac. I live in Charmouth Lighthouse, but I might be from Glens Falls, New York. The lighthouse has a basement. They didn't wake up today. I went to town for more supplies. Their clothes are rags. They have little scratches everywhere. I bought them new clothes. I saw the young man in town today. He was frightened. His hair was wet and his eyes were dark, like oil. I need to tend the garden. I need to clear the basement. It feels like there are leeches in my shoes. The lighthouse makes them go away. The light's still shining. Ooh-wee! So, to explain myself a little. I think that, there is something going on in the basement. This, the leeches in my shoes is basically, I think Carl is aware, or like Carl is picking up on the energy that like there's something wrong with whatever is under the lighthouse or in the basement, and that like the really bad thing is leaching into the plants. So it is kind of corrupting them, it is making them not great. And so the thing about like feeling leeches in your shoes is a way that the world is telling her that there is something leaching into the plants. And she saw the young man that stole from the garden a little while ago, who seems now to be not doing well, seems rather unhealthy, and potentially that might be to blame. I have one guest in the lighthouse. I need to clean the lighthouse. That works. Actually, need to cleanse the lighthouse. Let's go with that. Alrighty. There we go. There we have it, folks. That is all of our entries for this evening. I hope you all had fun tagging along. This was a, you know, a slightly more abstract version of the journaling storytelling than we did for Save Community Radio. There's a lot more scope to do weird and interesting things in this one. But I still really like it. I really like the vibe that we created. If you are interested, I am happy to do some more of this story over the weekend. I think I might be busy this Saturday, so if so, it might have to be a Sunday thing. But yeah, I like this weird little story. I like the air of, like, unresolved creepiness. Like, you're not 100% sure exactly what is going on until it all, like, pops off. It gives me a lot of, feelings of, there's a book that I read recently, I think it's called The Lie Tree, which is, I say recently, it was many years ago, I still haven't finished it, but, a similar vibe, in terms of storyline. But, yeah, this has been lovely. It's, I thank you all for indulging me in basically doing some creative writing exercises. And I hope you had a good time. I will probably be back over the weekend. If so, I believe it'll be on Sunday. But I will be definitely back on Tuesday, hopefully with a different RPG on Tuesday. And I'm very excited for it if I manage to pull together the money to afford it, because it's not a free one. But I'm very much looking forward to it. We'll have something fun to do anyways. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Hope you have a great weekend and a great rest of your week. Boy, oh boy. All the best with whatever else you're getting up to. The light's still shining, and I will see you next time. Bye!